Hello, my name is Matthew Borman, and today I'm going to kind of take you through a little comparison between Tableau and Google Charts, which are both data visualization tools. The purpose of this presentation is mainly to get just a comparison of kind of which tool is better for which circumstance between Tableau and Google Charts. Um, and doing that, I want to focus on these three main aspects of that. First being the ease of use, the capabilities of both tools, and then the chart types and customization of both of them. But before we kind of jump into that, I kind of want to go into just a kind of simple, brief overview of data visualization as a whole. And so data visualization makes complex data more comprehensible. That's kind of been the main kind of point of our class so far. Is that data visualization is just imperative to kind of understanding data, compared to kind of looking at a table or just maybe being told kind of set of data. Being able to see it, being able to see the bars, see the lines, kind of see the numbers, makes it much easier to understand, which leads into it being critical for data storytelling and decision making. Making a decision without being able to actually see it is kind of like just finding a needle in a haystack. It's really hard just seeing a table and being like, okay, I know what to do now. Being able to see the visual is just much easier to make an informed decision. Um, which is why data visualization isn't a recommendation; it's a requirement. It's just paramount to being able to make a good decision, being able to understand data. Without the visual, it's just looking at a table and kind of guessing half the time about what's going on because underneath you might not see something that the chart would easily show you. So here's a little brief overview of Tableau. Tableau is an enterprise level business intelligence tool. It's advanced interactivity and analytics, and it's suitable for complex, large databases. Um, Tableau is really good whenever there's either a really large set of complex data or if there's multiple sets of data where you can kind of put them both together to you can make charts, as long as they have kind of a few similarities between them. So it's really nice for having nice. It's really nice for maybe enterprise or like bigger corporations to be able to use their complex data that they have. Google Charts, on the other hand, is kind of like the opposite. It's a little free web-based kind of visualization tool based on JavaScript, and it's ideal for embedding simple visuals in websites. And so maybe not so much for complex data, but for just simple data and simple visuals that maybe you want to get across to your customers or your consumers, that you just want to put on a website. It's really nice and easy. Has a nice way, an easy way of putting the charts that you make or the visuals that you make onto the websites for your consumers and customers to see. So here's the qualities of Tableau. The ease of use has a steeper learning curve, especially compared to the Google Charts. There's no real other products to go off of for this, and so it's just kind of this one alone. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, like kind of dragging the data, how the filters work, how sorting works, how kind of the marks tab, which we'll get into later, how that works. It just takes a little bit more getting used to, but after you kind of use it a little bit, it gets a little bit better. Now, Tableau is a commercial enterprise oriented more so. It's like I said earlier, it's better for those complex big data pools. Um, and installation wise, it has both a desktop version where you can download on your desktop. There's also an online license that you can just use from a web browser. And then the strengths of Tableau include deep data analysis, advanced visualization options, which we'll get into later, and strong integration with data sources. So, like I said, those complex data, being able to dig down, being able to better create visuals for these complex data pools that kind of go back and forth. Google Charts qualities. It's kind of like the opposite, kind of like earlier. Ease of use, simple setup. Um, it's free and lightweight for its type. No installations required. It has kind of its strengths for that. It's a quick setup for web developers, like I said earlier, just embedding those websites into into your, or embedding those visuals into your websites. It makes it much easier kind of connection. Um, Interactive visuals for websites integrates with the Google ecosystem. Google Charts is just it's not for complex data like Tableau. It's for kind of simple data that you just want to get onto your website. That you may just want a simple chart, not something that's really complex. Now here are the kind of capabilities of Tableau's charts. Over here, I have a screenshot of kind of the charts that I took. It kind of shows the basic charts that you can just choose. You can also just you can customize it even more to make different charts inside the tool. It has all the basic ones like bar, pie, line, scatter. It has like all those kind of charts. Its features include a high level of customization, um, which we'll get into in a second. Um, it has dashboards and storytelling. These dashboards are kind of a way to put multiple visuals on one kind of page. Um, and that gets into real-time interactivity. So whenever you have multiple visuals on these pages, you can kind of use them as filters for other visuals. And so if you have a map and a bar chart, say you click on a country, you can have it to where it's set to filter this bar chart based on the country that you chose. So you can you have more interactivity between visuals. Google Charts, on the other hand, I took this screenshot, kind of some simple charts that Google Charts has. They have all the basic ones, kind of like Tableau had, the bar, pie, scatter, and everything like that. There's also a few different ones, but Google Charts the main features are that it's web friendly, it has interactive tooltips, and it's much simpler customization, especially compared to Tableau. Um, and similar features. Like I said, there's a lot of similar charts between the two. And they both also have really interactive tooltips and filters that you can kind of sort through data. Um, Now the differences mainly come in the customization aspect. Tableau, which is shown on the top and Google Charts on the bottom, Tableau has a marks card where you can kind of drag and drop data into um, to change the color of it, change the size, add it to the tooltip or the label. Um, you can click on that little drop down menu where it says bar. You can change the chart to maybe you don't want it to be a bar, maybe you want it to be a line graph, or like you can change the shape of the visual there. Um, and then say if you clicked on color, it would pop up this second picture, which has kind of a range of colors you can choose from. You change the opacity, you can make so there's a border around it, so you can kind of more easily differentiate between data. Um, and then say you wanted to change the axis. If you went to the axis settings, you can change the range of the axis, where you can set a certain specific range if maybe you didn't like the one that it gave you. You can change the scale. You can change the title. You can add a subtitle, and things like that. And then this last one for Tableau kind of shows the tooltip. So if you can see in the tooltip at the bottom right of that picture, it shows month of the order date, country, state, and sales. Uh, and so in the columns and rows of the visual, it has order date, month, and then it has sales in the rows. And then I added country and state to the tooltip through that little marks card. And so it has all four of them whenever I hover over any part of the bar chart. Um, and then Google Charts is obviously a little bit different. It's more kind of straightforward. Rather than like the marks card, it just has these kind of like little drop down menus. And so say you want to change the chart style, you just click on the chart style, you can change the background, you can change the border, you can kind of change the layout. And then same thing kind of for axis titles. You can change the title, you can change the text. Which is interesting though, unlike Tableau, is that you can change kind of the format of the font and everything like that. So you can change it to where it's bigger and different things like that. And the legend, say you wanted to just change the position of the legend and then change the font size and everything like that. Now, there's some key differences, kind of that we've already discussed. Tableau has those dashboards, which are nice for interactivity between charts or between visuals. It has a few more custom visuals. It's much more scalable and usable for those big complex data sets that maybe bigger enterprises or corporations have. Um, and it's nice for styling, filters, and user control. it's more kind of customizable overall. And Google Charts is just that quick integration with websites, like I said earlier, and just other Google products in general. It's also ideal for smaller data or reports. Um, Not as much so for complex data, but for smaller data, it really gets the job done, and in probably a quicker way than Tableau. Um, it also has fewer advanced features compared to Tableau. 'Cause Tableau has a lot of different analysis and other ways to edit the visuals. Now, which tool is best? This one is kind of just depends on the data and everything else. Tableau is good for enterprises and corporations that have multiple sets or complex sets of data. Um, yeah, it's really good for analysis and presentation kind of visuals. Google Charts, on the other hand, is great for just kind of a fast, easy um, chart or graph that you want to add to maybe a website. And it's nice for just that simple data, not complex, not too many kind of data sets. It's just good for those simple data sets that you have that you just want to get a simple visual out of. Yeah. In conclusion, um, which one should you choose is just completely based on the data complexity and scope. If it's really complex data and it's multiple sets of data, then Tableau is obviously going to be the way to go. But if it's kind of simple data and maybe you just want a simple visual for a website, then Google Charts will be the way to go. And so it just kind of just completely depends on the data complexity and scope. Um, but that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions about kind of this comparison, just feel free to reach out and ask me. That's all I have for you today. Thank you.